What does a typical middle-class neighborhood in China actually look like? Today, I'm taking you inside one in Guangzhou. This community was completed in 2021, and when the apartments first went on sale, they cost more than 30,000 RMB per square meter. The apartments are mostly between 90 and 130 square meters, usually with 3 or 4 bedrooms. There are 10 residential buildings here, divided into 3 smaller sections. And yes, 30,000 RMB per square meter sounds expensive, but in Guangzhou, location makes a huge difference. This neighborhood is outside the city center, so a similar apartment downtown would cost much more. For this area, this is a pretty typical middle-class neighborhood. Most residential communities in China are gated with 24-hour security. Residents can enter using facial recognition, a QR code on their phone, or an access card. Food delivery drivers can also enter. They simply scan a QR code at the entrance to get a temporary access code. There's a map showing all the buildings, so they can quickly find the right one and deliver our food straight to our door. The first floor of each building is mainly used as a lobby and shared place. Since the ground floor can be damp, there usually aren't any apartments here. Instead, you will find things like ping-pong tables and other shared spaces. Inside the lobby, there are tables and chairs where residents can sit and hang out. Each building has 2 elevators, and during the summer, the elevators have air conditioning because it can get really hot and stuffy inside. We don't have private gardens, so on sunny days, some residents bring their quilts up to the rooftop to dry them in the sun, and some people even bring their homemade pickled vegetables up here. Since not many people live here yet, there's no separate delivery center. Most packages go into these lockers. You get a code on your phone and just pick it up. For big or heavy stuff, the courier usually brings it to your door, and people don't really worry about safe. This is the property management office. In China, residential communities are usually managed by a property management company. The company takes care of things like security, cleaning, maintenance, and other services around the community. Every few months, they put up a report showing the work they've done. Residents pay a monthly fee based on the size of their apartment. Here the fee is about 3.2 RMB per square meter. So for a 100 square meter apartment, that's around 320 RMB a month. And if you have old clothes, you can put them in this recycling box instead of throwing them away. In Guangzhou, electric scooters are everywhere. They are convenient and you don't have to worry about traffic as much. There's a special parking area for them here. Also, you will see some elderly residents collecting cardboard and recyclables to make a little extra money. This is a community swimming pool. It's especially popular with kids. The water is quite shallow, so it's pretty family-friendly. A single visit costs 15 RMB for children and 20 RMB for adults. You can also get a membership card, which makes it cheaper. You don't necessarily need to leave the community if you just want to exercise or let the kids play. There's a small children's play area, some outdoor exercise equipment, and a badminton court. Cars have their own entries and exit, completely separate from the pedestrian areas, and most cars are parked underground. You can either buy a parking spot or rent one. I think the most interesting part is what you find just outside the community. You simply cross the road and there are all kinds of small shops. This is a supermarket, and here's something I really like. Around 8 p.m., some of the fruits and vegetables start going on sale. You will also find a dental clinic, a barber shop, a gym, a children's sports center, a mahjong room, a dryer cleaner, a foot massage shop, small restaurant, and auto service center. And then there are fruit shop, steamed bun shop, pharmacy, fresh food stores, bakery, and a dumpling shop where they make dumplings by hand. Most of these shops have their own WeChat groups. Nearby residents can join and get daily updates on discounts or clearance items. Basically, most of the things you need for everyday life are just a few minutes from home. If you don't feel like cooking, there are plenty of small restaurants and street food stores around here. This one sells cold dishes and shredded chicken. It was actually my first time trying it, and it was really good. You don't always have to go to a fancy restaurant to get something tasty. The neighborhood gets much more lively after dark. This little roadside barber shop offers haircuts for just 10 RMB. A lot of older people like coming here because it's cheap and quick. If you walk about 10 minutes, you will reach the waterfront. The basketball courts here are usually packed at night. You will see people running, cycling, and exercising. And then there are the famous Chinese square dancers. They are not professional, just local people getting together, playing music and dancing. And every group has its own style. We will also see people singing here. They bring their own speakers and microphones. Let's just see. They are having more fun than audience. But honestly, that's what I like about these places. Nobody seems to care whether they are good at singing or dancing. They are just here to enjoy themselves. And honestly, this is probably the most dangerous part of the neighborhood. Not the traffic, not the electric scooters, the food. After exercising at night, I have to walk past all these street food stores on my way home. There are so many different smells coming from every direction. And most of these stores still open until around 1 a.m. So after working out, trying not to eat anything is basically a test of self-control. And to be honest, I don't always pass that test. So that's what a typical middle-class residential neighborhood in Guangzhou looks like. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.